and Bigs podcast. It is a rainy, crazy rainy Memorial Day, and I'm about to load up my gear and go host trivia tonight. So even though it's Memorial Day, you know, your boy's got to keep these folks at the bar entertained. That's what he does. I got a video that's in the works for you guys. That's coming out. I'm hoping a Wednesday or Thursday. It's probably going to drop. I have a little more editing I have to do with it. It's just about there, but I gotta move some video over, make some room. I gotta streamline my process a little bit. But I figured I'd go live. I had been doing Mondays previously, and I want to kind of stick to that. I know it's quite a bit later. It's like 12 hours after I would normally go live, 11 hours later than I normally would go live. But hope everybody had a happy and safe and an enjoyable long weekend for Memorial Day. I know how things can be, especially out there on the water. A lot of maniacs out there. And the video actually I'm about to drop was my buddy and I kind of hitting some spots where we were not going to find much for pleasure boaters at all. And it actually worked out very, very nice. I did want to jump on, though, and share something. I found something so cool. My wife had said, she's like, I got the day off today. Let's go out and grab some lunch, and then we'll do some running around. She wanted to get some groceries, so she had gone over to Aldi, the grocery store chain. Aldi has this weird aisle where there are unbelievable products that you never knew that you needed. Like there was this big wooden fruit bowl that I was like, that might be kind of nice to put in the dining room and put all this fresh fruit that we've got instead of currently where we're holding on to it all in the kitchen, on the counter. I was like, this is kind of keep it a little more out in the open. People might actually eat more fruit. It would be a good thing. But I found this right here. This is from a company called Adventure Ridge, and what it is, I don't know if you can see the picture there. What it is a camp sink. It's collapsible, so it'll pack really, really light. I can pop this in my camp box, which one of these days I'm going to go through my camp box once I get it kind of organized and show you how I organize everything for camping. But it's collapsible, so it's really small, but it's got a drying rack inside, so you can take all of your dishes and fill this thing with water, scrub all your stuff, and then run clean water through it, and put your dishes out in here to dry so that you can put them away. They're nice and clean. You don't have to I'll do these when I get home. Or what I had been doing, which is not great, is taking Clorox wipes, like surface wipes, and cleaning a lot of my stuff like that. It's not great. You shouldn't be ingesting that at all. But this I think is going to work out really nice. And the best part is $10. It's $9.99 for this. So even if it doesn't last forever, it's replaceable significantly. So this is pretty cool. It holds just over 4 gallons. And I'm thinking that this is a great use for, when I've got that water in my cooler, stuff like that. I can fill this up and then pop my dishes in there, clean all my dishes, and then go through just the minimal water that I'm carrying in. Or if there is water where I'm camping, utilize that and then just do a quick rinse. Be good to go. Let them air dry, and we're ready to rock. So that's pretty cool. I actually I sent a picture over this to Becca, so she could check it out. And I think that she does have a sink in her camper. I don't think this would necessarily benefit her, but what a find for camping. So beautiful shit. The month of May we're going into the last week right now. June is going to be an amazing month for us as far as the multi-species scavenger hunt, but the bass tournament is happening on the 29th. We have a slot limit tournament that's nationwide. Go ahead, fish any body of water in your area that you've got permission to. I think for the slot tournament, it's any public body of water. And what we're looking for is you can enter as many fish as you want that are between 12 inches and 17 inches. The 12 inches is the minimum, and 17 is the cap. So those are the fish that will count toward the tournament. So go out, catch as many numbers as you can, and it's like a winner take all, I believe. I got to double check on those scoring rules and everything. But registration is open right now. If you go over to the Jigs and Bigs Instagram, we have a link tree right there. You can also go over to jigsandbigs.com, or even better, you're going to need the Fishing Chaos app in order to enter your fish and all that stuff. Download the Fishing Chaos app and just search Jigs and Bigs. You'll see all of our tournaments that have open registration available for you to go ahead and enter. Join the scavenger hunt and kind of gamify your fishing throughout the entire month. And then the slot tournament that is on June 29th, that one Saturday, that's your day to go and catch as many fish as you can between 12 and 17 inches. And it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. I got a couple of places that I might go to that might be perfect for this. But who knows? It'll be interesting. I'm also like, I want to go and catch a bunch. Luckily, I think we have a 24 or 48 hour to handle all the judging, because that's going to be a job all by itself. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are too. In other news, I recently did a live stream. This was Saturday night on Binya Outdoors channel. We got some talking done, and we talked about, my journey getting into YouTube and kind of making the podcast a part of YouTube, and also providing some visual content with some of my outings and stuff. He's actually been a really great resource as far as, giving me some tips on how to utilize some of the platforms that YouTube has that I hadn't been using, like shorts, like going live as a short. And I think it's been paying off. So if you guys have been enjoying the content, feel free to go over to our channel, Jigs and Bigs, and give it a subscribe. We appreciate having you on. We're trying to get that subscriber count up as high as we can, and do some more stuff. There's a couple of other things that are working in the future that may even extend into 2025, as far as like when they'll actually go ahead and launch. Just recorded an interview with an amazing angler from the north in Canada, Nick Deshane. Nick, I had the pleasure of meeting Nick when we had gone to the Columbus, Ohio Fishing Expo this past February. He's a member of the Dark Horse Tackle pro staff, and was there the weekend in the Airbnb and took part of all the craziness that happened that weekend, the live show that we recorded at Old Fields in Columbus, all of that great stuff. And I haven't talked to Nick, aside from, a few DMs here and there on Instagram. I haven't really talked to him in a bit. So it was good to catch up. He just came back from this amazing freaking trip. In fact, the artwork that's going to be dropping for this episode, not the one that drops later tonight, I'm talking this will be another week that'll come by, is out of this world. We should talk about this week's episode. It's a good one. We had a really, really good conversation. Joe and I, obviously, we do the typical get everybody caught up with our own fishing adventures and everything, and what's been going on there. We had a little conversation with a bombshell that Becca had dropped. She's a close friend of the show. She had dropped a bombshell on her channel earlier this week where she left Guggen Squad. She's no longer affiliated with Guggen. And then to follow that up, as if that wasn't enough of a big change, she actually changed the name of her channel to kind of what my opinion is. I think she's trying to kind of shed any sort of restriction around what kind of content that she does. So you might notice, if you do follow her, that she's not showing up as Becca Fishing with Becca any longer. She's showing up as Becca Y for Becca Yassine, because she's just being her, doing her thing. Does it mean that she's not fishing anymore? No, she's going to keep fishing the same amount that she was before. It's just that now she doesn't feel like she has to be like boxed in any way, I guess. So we wish the best for her. But we talk a little bit about that. And then in Just the Tip this week, I get into something that we hear all the time about, like, there's no substitute for experience on the water. Like, if you want your fishing to progress and the ability to do more, there's no better way to do it than to spend time on the water. And we talk a little bit about that in Just the Tip. And I give a couple of hints in some ways that you can do that and make it part of your everyday routine. And also, ways that you can capitalize on maybe you don't have the time to be able to squeeze in all the outings that you would like to. Well, ways that you can take that outing and not, and just kind of pay attention, and sort of get the most out of it, the most learning and everything. So we talk about that. We have some news headlines this week that are pretty amazing. Some that involve some pretty ridiculous cheaters in a bass tournament in another part of the country. And then we have a guest this week. We have Robert Burpee, who is on Instagram over as Hops and Hooks. And this week, Robert and I, we talk, we talk beers and wings. And we also talk a lot about snakehead, too. I recently got on my first snakehead, and I am addicted. I've never had a fish on the end of my line that provided the level of fight and excitement as that species. So I can't wait to go a little bit further down south and catch another one, maybe even a bigger one this time. That would be great. But Robert does this routinely. In fact, they've kind of become his preferred species. And he gives us some tips on, if you want to get into it and catch your first snakehead, ways to kind of get started and what you're going to need, because it is a little bit specialized, a little bit. Like, it's not, crazy, but it helps to be prepared or be willing to throw away some baits, because these fish will destroy so many hooks. But yeah, that's this week. It drops in only like 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. It'll be available, Jigs and Bigs, on all podcast platforms. Not only that, it's also going to be available right here on YouTube shortly thereafter. So if YouTube is your preferred platform, you can listen to all the episodes of Jigs and Bigs, all 220 after tonight. All 220, they're on our channel. Go ahead and check them out. Comment in there. And that's one thing that I do like about having the show on YouTube, is that now you guys can just comment right in there. In fact, you can actually tag your comments to a specific time code. So if you're commenting on something specifically, we'll get that and can kind of reply to it if you're asking a question, or take that into consideration and then reference it if we talk about it in an upcoming episode, if maybe we need to. So definitely something that I'm excited about, as far as having the show, having the podcast on YouTube, and all that stuff. So anyway, guys, I do have to work. It's going to be a good one tonight. I'm excited. I am very excited, though, to get home and call it a night, because it has been a busy day. Hopefully you guys have all had a fantastic and safe long weekend. And hopefully you're going to enjoy having a short work week this week as well. I don't have that luxury this week, and I got a lot of stuff going on this week, actually. So it'll be fun. Thank you, guys. We will see you